hello? Hello, hello? It's me. Hi, everyone. The badges, what is happening? Oh, White Dove, welcome. You redeemed Discord perks, that's amazing. And I did lower that amount. So I lowered some of the channel points amounts yesterday for all of you guys, just because we're not streaming as much anymore, so it's gonna take longer for you to save up the points, so I thought I would make it fair. Make them a little bit less amount, like 25,000 less for the menu requests for you guys, and then 5,000 less. If you don't want to subscribe to Twitch and give Twitch your money, you can save up some channel points. It's only 10,000, and then I'll give you perks in our Discord channel so you can post images and stuff like that. You don't ever go on Discord anymore? I love it. It's my favorite. I think it's like my favorite app ever, other than Instagram. Hi, yet it is. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, first things first, yet it is, this stream is for you. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm glad that we can kind of do this together. You are slightly cooking with Kate, and that is the reason that I started this stream. So we'll learn about Huevos Rancheros today. It is a warm one out too, so we're gonna make some pineapple margaritas. It's gonna be yummy. You don't even know if you can log on Discord anymore? You probably can. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up and welcome everyone in. Also, I changed the angle of this camera, and I think I love it a lot better. I just put it down lower for us. Yeah, stream's awesome. Hey, Kimmers, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Oak, good grief, it is a TGIF for you. Well, here we are, friends. Can spend some time together, escape from reality. Scat, thanks for being here. What are you saying? Procrastinating, mowing the yard, so this was good timing. Happy to be of service for you. Greek, welcome back. You have missed some streams, but that's okay. You can always go back and watch the VODs for yourself, right? How are you in the fam? What's new? Hi, Scooter. Welcome in. You busy at work still? Oh yeah, it's a long weekend this weekend. What's the long weekend for, Wayne? Hey, Siri. What's the long weekend in Canada?
I found this on the web.
Just August long weekend civic holiday. Interesting. Scoots! Happy 41 months in a row. I am new here, she says. Yeah, very, very new with the 41 months in a row we've spent together. Thank you for that resub, Scooter. Part of the kitchen crew. Oh, it's just like we get a long weekend because it's Canada Day this weekend. That's all? Oh, whatever. Are we using the drum of pineapple juice from Costco? No. Hi, Amp. Going on vacay for a week, New Jersey Beach. So nice, long weekend. That sounds awesome, Scat. You're gonna have some seafood. I know you like to do that on your vacations. Yeah, we're gonna do butter tarts tomorrow on stream for Canada Day. Okay, you guys are ready to roll, so am I. We've had a nice morning. It's not as hot today as yesterday, so should be good cooking. Okay, so here's our menu for the day. Lots of yummy things we're gonna make like from scratch, homemade. So Huevos Rancheros can be eaten for breakfast, it could be eaten for lunch or even dinner. It's a good meal that you can make any time of the day. And it's quite inexpensive to make too. If you've never had it before, this is like a layered dish. So think of all these components like layered up with the tortillas, and then you just like mash it up and eat it all together. It's really lovely. Or you can like separate it into layers. Up to you, really. So fried eggs, corn tortillas. We're gonna make refried beans today. So I have some beans soaking. We're gonna put them in the pressure cooker because we haven't done that in a while. We're gonna make some Mexi rice to go in there. Some cheese, avocado, pico de gallo. So just a fresh tomato salsa. We'll make that together. And then we're gonna make a bunch of pickled red onions because I have some in the fridge. And I don't want the red onions to go bad when we go back to work next week. So I thought I'd make them all into pickles, and then they'll be good for when we come back in 3 weeks. One of the reasons you picked it, so it wouldn't be too much on my wallet. Oh, I appreciate that. I mean, never worry about that part of the menu requests at all. I just I just like to cook with you guys, that's all. It's like a 7-layer dip. Slightly, I guess. Yeah, slightly with like all of those things. But like it's loose layers, like it's not layers pressed together. If you want to see how it's presented, click on the first link there from Serious Eats, the Huevos Rancheros recipe. And then I linked the pickled red onions, our homemade refried beans, because that wasn't in the first recipe, as well as the pico de gallo. These are like all kind of staples that you should know how to make if you really like Tex-Mex food. Blood Oak, you had a real fuster cluck of a day. Desperately needed to complete a project, kept getting interrupted. 2 other super important projects that are about to be sold. It was just chaos. I hate when that happens. It's like you think it's just gonna be a nice day and then you just keep getting set back so much. Well, I hope you got everything sorted though. Okay, we got our notebook, our pen. We're gonna make a little prep list-a-roo and then away we go. It's actually a perfect day for Tex-Mex. I don't know why, but I always love to eat Tex-Mex or just Mexican in general on Fridays. Also allowed on Tuesdays for Taco Tuesday. And we might have had Mexican yesterday actually when we went to the Latin supermarket on stream. If you guys haven't seen that VOD yet, definitely check it out. It's only an hour and a half, but it was a nice fun adventure we had yesterday. No, you didn't finish the project you needed to, but you got the other 2 started, so that's like not so bad then. Feel like you need to go somewhere, but you don't know where you need to go. I know we keep saying this every time, Greek, that we come back home from work. It's like, hey, we're gonna like go to the island this time. And then we just don't do it because the wildfires are so bad. But hopefully this next time. Hello. Wondering where you went. What is this? Do I have any cans of green chilies? I don't. I have canned chipotle. But yeah, we opted for, like I asked Sam yesterday what kind of salsa we wanted to make for the dish today, and we decided on red, so we did pico de gallo. But the salsa verde, like to go with this, is so good too. Thought we would spice it up maybe in our life by just putting some hot sauce on. A salsa verde hot sauce that we had. Hey Trev, how's things? They're good, man. How are you this week? Hey, Sam says I got presents. What is it? They couldn't bring it up to the door, or it was in the box. They're like, I'm not going all that far away. Sweet. Okay, chat. This one is not gifted. This one's not gifted, but they did have a sale at Udi the other day. And then Sam picked these up for me for like an anniversary gift. And they're food related, so I thought I would show. So Udi makes like pajamas too. So these were what, like 65% off or something the other day? So he picked up some avocado jamas for the winter. And, like the shirt is so nice. It's like embroidered avocado on the pocket. So I'm gonna save those for the winter time. Yes, yes. Kanara, hi Kanara. How are you? Red salsa is your favorite too, yet it is, so I chose a good thing then. Phew. No, Trev, you busted up your back. What were you doing? I know it doesn't take much now that we are getting older here, everyone. You recently bought the otter sleep tea from Udi? Oh, Coke. That's so cute. I know Sam loves all of his stuff too. It is so good to see you too, Kanara. What you got on the go today? We're just gonna make our prep list up and then we'll get cooking, right? Meow. Just gonna post the menu one more time. Yeah, did you use my code, Blood Oak, at checkout to get 35 bucks off? Oh, it's an old injury, Trev. Yeah, that sucks when it just keeps coming back. Well, I hope that you feel better soon, dude. Okay, so first thing and like the longest cook time I'm gonna say today is the refried beans. There's a couple steps we have to take making them homemade instead of using like canned beans. We're gonna use dried beans today. So we're gonna start by just draining the water out of these beans. I chose 2 different kinds. I chose kidney as well as small white beans. And it's okay that they're soaked together. I know they're different sizes, but it's all gonna be going into like mush and mashed up anyway, so it doesn't matter keeping the sizes separate. Dried beans, pressure cooker. I only got those in the water this morning at like 9 as well. No, I'm excited for beans today. Oh, okay, that's fair, Blood Oak. Yeah, you can't double stack the promo codes, unfortunately. Okay, so like I said, we'll drain the water, get that into the pressure cooker with a little bit more liquid, and then that'll take about 15 minutes or so. That's it. 15-20 minutes and your beans are cooked, ready to mash and spice up and refry them, if you will. As those are going for the 15 minutes, we're gonna prep our pickled onions next. We'll get the onions peeled. We'll probably just use the mandolin to slice them today because that'll make it really easy and also consistent slices. And then we'll get the brine on the stovetop to heat up. And then we'll get those together. That way the onions can sit in the brine while we prepare the rest of the meal. And they'll be perfect pickles by the time it's time to eat. Do I have asafoetida? I do not have that, and that is what it's called. I have heard of this before, and now I need to look it up. It's a chronic digestive condition? Interesting. I thought it was an ingredient. Wait, it is. A dried latex extruded from a plant? What is this for? The spice that makes my Indian food taste Indian? Okay, we're getting closer. Do you have that? Oh, you add it to beans to take the gas out. I always just make sure I soak them. And then when they come up to boil, I mean, not in the pressure cooker, we can't. But usually I skim the bean scum off of the top and then you're good. It's super stinky, the asafoetida. And you got one from your coworkers, or you got some? That's cool. Now we just learned something new. Okay, next one. So we got the refried beans and the pickled onions going. We will probably do the salsa next, the pico de gallo. Because once again, if that can sit a little bit of time together, marry up the flavors, it'll be better. From there, we'll make our Mexi rice. That's just gonna be some rice with like canned tomato, I'm thinking, and like some chili powder. Really simple. You don't need much. And then lastly, just right before it's time to serve, so we have avocado today. We have some cheese. A jalapeno Havarti cheese I thought would be insane with this. And then from there, we just have to heat the corn tortillas. We'll do it in the same pan as we're gonna cook the eggs. And then we gotta fry the eggs. And that's literally it, friends. And then just bring it all together. Good morning, Mary. How are you doing today? That's not a bad list. Refried beans, pickled onions, pico de gallo, the Mexi rice, avocado, cheese, heat the tortillas, and fry the eggs. Simple enough. It's epazote, a Mexican herb. Ooh, I don't have that. What's that one used for, Trev? Put our list up there. Let's do this for now. Okay, so I will just use, I think, this lid. Just draining the liquid out of the dried beans. You're doing good, Mary? Nice. That's great to hear. And yeah, all is well here. It was so hot last night. First half of the night, like terrible sleep. Got up at like 2 in the morning, just like grumpy. It's like, I can't sleep. But then it finally cooled off and just zonked right out. Okay, so that's drained, and then here's my pressure cooker. You eat beans for the gas. That was you and Derek as well, Kanara. Just could not sleep, right? Just like woke up at 2 a.m. just like grumpy. I hate that feeling. Okay, so this pressure cooker, can you see on the side here? So it has a max fill line, really important. Do not put liquid above that line, otherwise you'll get an explosion. And that's terrifying. I've never had a pressure cooker explode on me, but I don't want to know what that feels like either. So I'll pour that in and just put enough water in to like cover them. Maybe actually up to the halfway mark, it says up on the pot. And then I always like to just bring it to a simmer uncovered first. So you can like watch it. And then after that, you can put the lid on it and start pressurizing. So we're just gonna put this on medium-high heat on the stove top. Beans in. Okay, next one. Pickled onion time. Let's get that recipe up. Then I'll get the brine starting to heat up while we peel and slice the onions. Boom, 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 boom. Could you use a broth for the beans? Mary's asking, yes, you can. The only reason I didn't is because we are going to be straining that water out and not using it for anything else today. But you can definitely use a broth for the beans and then reuse it for something else afterwards. Blood Oak just eats beans so that he can keep his personal bubble. I like it. You're buying a clay Mexican bean pot this year? Have I seen that? I know we were at the supermarket yesterday, Paraiso Tropical, but I didn't see any clay pots. Just scrolling down this pickled onion recipe. Who's had pickled red onions before in their life? Nice, and she did do the recipe per onion. So we'll scale it that way. Because all of mine are really small anyways. All of these onions are like from HelloFresh, pretty sure. All the leftover ones that I just didn't use for the recipes that they gave. Bam. That's our onions. So these are smaller for sure. 2, 4, 6. Let's say we have like 7 onions. Oh yeah, pickled white onions, still the same in the same, right? And then if anyone's ever gone to like a traditional taqueria before and had all the different Mexican pickles, very tasty. All of the onions, Mr. Design Cooks. Okay, so the original recipe is only for 2 onions, so let's do like a 3 times on it. And I'm glad I just thought of this. We're gonna pickle the bigger ones because they don't feel as firm. I gotta steal half of this for the pico de gallo and then half of it for the refried beans. So put that to the side. So 3 times we're gonna need 6 cups of vinegar as well as 6 cups of water. Some sugar, salt, and spices if you want. I'm gonna grab a small measuring cup. Let me just use white vinegar for this. It's really inexpensive. Need some sugar. And I remember making this recipe before, and I thought the ratio of the brine was like really well done. It wasn't too acidic. It wasn't too sweet or salty. It was just perfect. So 6 cups of white vinegar and then same 6 cups of water. Equal parts. Vinegar to water when you make pickles. But I will say I always find like pickled red onions are better, like a little bit sweet of a brine compared to something like a dill pickle, let's say. It looks like a lot already. And then the other good thing, if you have extra of this brine, you can reuse it one more time after the first time and make another batch. That's pretty cool. Like I've done this before. You take your pickled red onion brine and then you use it to make pickled carrots or something like that. Very good. Because it's already been flavored with onion. 1, 2, 3. I'll get that going on the stove top and then we'll put our sugar and stuff in after. How much sugar? So times 3, we need 1 whole cup of sugar. And then 2 tablespoons of salt times 3, so 6. Yep. Another box done. That's good. Bring that back. I'm gonna put a couple peppercorns in. Some leaves of bay. Couple peppercorns and some leaves of bay. So I need 6 tablespoons of salt to go into the pot. We can switch to this if you want. The beans are there. What is a quinceanera again? I forget that word. What is it, Wayne?
Quinceanera?
Yeah.
It's like similar to bat mitzvah for women.
Similar to what?
Like a bat mitzvah.
Okay.
Becoming a woman. I think it's 16.
Cool. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was too perfect. 5, 6. Another box of salt. Gone. This is what I use, everyone. Diamond Crystal kosher salt. That's the ticket. Okay, next, some peppercorns. Oh, it's a 16th birthday party. Now we know. Just like a small handful like that of the peppercorns. A little goes a long way. Someone making toast? Okay, I was like, I'm not making toast. Why does it smell like it inside?
She's having a stroke, everyone.
Ooh, good one, White Dove. Throw a couple jalapenos in with the onions. There you go.
Do you have any jalapenos?
No, we don't have any jalapenos. But if there was, I would. Smells like cinnamon raisin bread in here. What are they doing to us? Okay, that's going. Actually, I'll reverse. I need the mandolin. I haven't used it since we moved. You know how I know? But it's still all taped together. Right? Pickled jalapenos are seriously so good. I'm with you on that. Okay, so this is our mandolin. I might have taped it when we moved, just so the pieces stayed together. Be careful. Taking it apart. Ah! For things like that could happen. Scary. We're burning oil? Someone's cooking it up outside. It did smell good, but now it doesn't. Where did my piece go? Okay, so it comes with like a holder. This is for if you want to like hang it on the wall, which is so cool. You like put a screw in and it just hangs up on the wall somewhere. Imagine like putting it on the side of your fridge. Oh, good to go. Mandolin. And then other really important piece. So it comes with this guard that you can use. It just slides back and forth. And then I always wear a cut glove. Just gonna give this a rinse because I haven't washed it in or used it in a bit. And then we're gonna peel the onions and slice them. Just let that dry on the side. And I am seeing our beans in the back are almost up to a simmer. And then it will be time to bring it up to pressure. Yes, Flood City, yeah, old school electric burners. I really do miss the glass electric stovetop. It works so good. Oh. We shouldn't cut the onion in half. If we want really nice rounds of pickled onion, keep the onion whole. I always forget that. It's just such a habit to cut the onion in half to peel it. Sounds good, Greek. You're making me giggle. Beans are almost there. See, I knew there was gonna be some starting to go bad. That's why we're doing this. Use the one cut in half for the pico. I chose this one to pickle, I'll show you, because it was already like kind of sprouting. So I don't think I should switch it out for the pico. Because it's like already kind of mushed. But that is actually a great suggestion though, if we did want to be like proper. That's all it takes is someone else to think about something different. That is cool. Is it weird I'm not anywhere near you and I'm already smelling the onion? I don't think that's a weird thing. To me, that actually like makes sense. Just putting a little slit in it. This peel is a bit papery. Yes, I also agree with that. Is the white onion 1,000 times better in a pico de gallo. But I had all these onions to use up, so I didn't feel like going to buy more onions from the store this week. Like I said, we're gone on Thursday coming up next week, so I'm trying to clear out the fridge. And yeah, the color, Trev, that's the other part of these. Is the color after these are pickled, they go this beautiful, vibrant pink color. Magenta. Is that maybe the best descriptive color of it? You just put this like pop of color onto your plate. Pop of color, pop of flavor. Just great to have around. Are white and red used at the same time, or is it more of like a pick one? Well, I know in like Mexican cuisine in general, they use a lot of white onions. And it wasn't until I learned Mexican cuisine that there was such thing as white onions compared to a yellow onion. I just thought there was like always just yellow onions because that's how I grew up. It wasn't until I started working at the taqueria and we used white onions, and then I fell in love with them. Like, that's all I ever use other than red onion now, or like a shallot maybe every now and then. But yeah, white onions are just, in my opinion, like the most perfect onion flavor. They're not too strong. They'll add the onion flavor, but they won't overpower. Okay, let's go to the stove. I want to show you the beans. Look at them. Look at them. So there's like that little bit of scum on there. That's what I was talking about, skimming off the top. Just use a measuring cup to scoop it into. It's almost like the same foam you get when you make a stock at home with bones and then you have to skim this off. That's what I imagine it as. The impurities coming out. So I always skim that off, just the foamy bits if you can, before we put the lid on to pressurize the beans. Like, that's what it looks like. Just this weird gray foam. Good enough to me. And then from here, we're gonna take this lid. There's a certain way it goes on to lock. Hello. Just like that. And then you listen for that lock, and then we're gonna turn this to high pressure. We turn the dial, and now we just wait for a whistle. But you can already see the steam coming out of here. As the pressure builds up, this is going to create a lock, so a pressurized lock. There's a piece of silicone up there that's going to lock it, and then you'll notice the steam actually starting to come out this top part. And then from there, we just turn down the burner to like a very low medium heat. That's about it. Easy peasy. And then I have this stuff out today. This is like a newer Cambro that we got. This is where we're going to put the pickled red onions. So we're going to slice the onions into there, pour the brine over, and then this container comes with this special thing to go on top. We're going to put that there, and then it's going to keep all of the onions under the brine. So that's already ready to go for us. Come back over. And even the pickle brine is like almost coming up. Going quick. Okay. Let's get this going. Red onion is good too, in like its own way. There's just been a couple times where like I've gone out to eat before, and like someone who's ever prepped the food used way too much red onion, and then that's like all you tasted of what you were eating. I hate when that happens. That is true, Greek. Yeah, if you have ever tasted different varieties of garlic, you'll be like so surprised that they really do taste different. Okay, so I have this on the thinnest blade setting here, and we just want this one straight blade, right, to make the slices of the onion. We got our cut glove on. We're going to put the onion flat like that, and you get a slice. Just be careful near the end. That's why we got the glove on, but I'll probably stop there because it's starting to fall apart anyways. And now we have our nice pile of sliced red onions. And then that is just gonna go into the bin. And then we just pour the brine right over that in the container. Maybe I'll just move this stuff over and sneak this on the side. Okay, this one, the one that we cut in half, we'll just slice by hand. It'll be easier to get it thinner. Yeah, I always thought white onion was like a nice sweet onion. But maybe in like different parts of the world it tastes different. I don't know. That's the interesting part about food. Okay, I hear the pressure cooker. It's happening. We'll switch the view so we can do this together. Okay, so you can hear that. Can you hear it, guys? It's like a whistle, kind of. Sounds like a kettle, almost. So it's starting to build the pressure up in the pot. And then when the steam really starts to come out the top here, then we'll turn down the burner. It's almost there though. Yes, Greek. Yeah, the mandolin you're saying. Make sure if you're gonna use this, take extra care when you go to clean it. It has no feelings. It doesn't care about you. We know this. Hello, pressure cooker? It seems like it's just at a happy pressure. I'll just turn it down to medium heat. And then I'll listen as we keep slicing the onions to see if there's a change in the sound. That's about all you gotta do. Chirino! Mom, someone used up all my onions. OMG, you did. Jeez, I was gonna make something with those. Yeah, go in the corner and cry now. It's not because we're cutting the onions, though. Hi, White Tiger. How are you doing today? Only a few more. Hello? This onion is not slicing. Just tired after work? Did you have a hard day today? You should get this one. I know it's like a bit of an investment, but it's honestly the best Torino. Go from starfruit to this? Whoa. I'm gonna take off this onion peel. It was too soft. Okay, I'm stopping. That's it, we did it. You know what else I didn't do when we put the pressure lid on the cooker? I didn't set a timer. I'm gonna do that now. We'll do 15 minutes. And we'll check the beans at that point. Yeah. The pickle brine's coming up here. We gotta go, go, go. Just gotta finish these last two here, and then I just wanted to show this root end. We're gonna cut that off. Otherwise it's gonna keep all of our slices together, and that's not what we want. Oh, you're going with the stainless steel mandolin? Nice. Yeah, that should last the rest of your life. You've had your Starfruit one for 10 years, and you got it for 10 bucks. Those are the best investments. Now we're gonna have pickled onion rounds and slices. You walked 6,000 steps today at work, carrying tools and ladders? You get paid to work out. Sometimes that's how I feel at work too. Like on our order delivery day, we always record it when we start to put it away as like a workout, 'cause it honestly is. A paid workout. Oh, they're building a new tower at a big factory? Cool. Boom. That's our red onions. Honestly, I might just like, will we be able to fit it in this one? I might just give a rinse to this one smaller one. Because I had the beans soaking in there earlier, so I couldn't use it. I don't want to try and stick this big container in my fridge, so I'm just going to transfer the onions. So it's the same size, just shorter. Nice, and the brine is simmering. Hi 514, how have you been? I know, long time no see. You put the alarms on all the doors? That's cool. How are things coming with the truck? We haven't gone out to visit it yet. But things are going good. Like, we're starting to get our list of things that we need for it. Sam's been shopping, maybe picking up like an AC, because there's some on sale. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but so far so good. Slowly but surely, this dream, this idea of ours will come into fruition. Okay, so we got our very hot broth, and then I'm just gonna use a ladle to transfer that. Do we have a time frame yet? Currently, no. When it's gonna be, like, put together. Currently, no time frame, but just know that it is definitely not getting sold. We'll get there. Everything good in life takes time, friends. I know you only ask because you're also excited. Yeah, that's exactly it, Greek. Like what you said. It'll get done in between our times going back and forth. Okay, I'll show you this now. And yeah, that's the other thing is, like, we're really trying to not rush into it. Like, so many people that have done a project like this have, like, kicked themselves because they feel like they tried to build it too fast and they, like, overlooked things, and then they want to change their build, like, 3 months into living in it, right? I was hoping this would work. Let's see. push it under there. That worked pretty good. Let's see if I pour a bit of brine over top and if it'll stay submerged. Torino! Holy smokes, dude. Yeah, I still don't know what's going on, but thank you. This is our second 41-month resub today, everyone. Thank you very much, Reno, being part of our kitchen crew. And Mr. Slothman, 31 months, baby! Welcome in, everyone. Okay, look. We made a thing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Pickled red onions. Now we just put that to the side. It doesn't go in the fridge. We got extra brine to pack up. That is all right. I'll just put it on the side to cool. Our beans are getting pressurized. So now, let's look at our list. The next thing we're gonna do is make the pico de gallo, but I would like to have kind of everything ready for the refried beans, like once they're done in the pressure cooker, because it's always better to mash everything while it's hot. Thank you for the lurk, 514. Appreciate it. Ferment, cook, a bit of both? For what, Greek? It's not fermented, so anytime you use vinegar in something, it is not fermented, it's only pickled. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look at the refried beans. From Cookie and Kate. That's me. So olive oil, onion, salt, garlic, chili powder, cumin, your beans, some water, cilantro, and lime juice. That's easy enough. So like I said, we're gonna slice or dice up nice and fine this little red onion. Half's for the pico de gallo, the other half is for the beans. So let's get that done. It just breaks it down a bit and like preserves it, Greek. But fermenting really is like the best form of preservation. That's also why it's like so difficult to do. Indian pickling has fermented things in it as well. That's cool. I remember the spicy chili pickles or spicy lime pickle that we would get in Vancouver. I like had such an obsession with it. Like eat it with rice all the time. Rice and chicken and that pickle. These onions are really difficult to peel. I don't like to waste the peel just because this is taking a bit of time. She always has a batch of Indian pickle stuff going. Does she make different ones? Wait, has she made mango pickle? Smells interesting. I remember the one time I made radish kimchi at the house when we were living on the island in the basement suite under my parents, and my mom thought there was something rotted in the house, but no, I was just making kimchi. Okay, so really fine dice I'm gonna do. Like as fine as possible. Lemon, mango, orange, carrot, pepper, chili, just out on the counter. That's gotta be like so good for your belly. It's really nice cutting an onion after sharpening our knives. Holy smokes. Who was there for our knife sharpening stream? When was that? Monday this week? I don't even remember anymore. last week? Concentrated flavor can be overwhelming. You're not wrong. You honestly gotta order it. Let me know when you're ready to order it, Scat, and I'll give you my Amazon code. Okay, let's just put... Well, we'll just take some of that, since it's for the salsa. Just put it in the bowl. And it's ready to go for us. Your dad wants to try it? Yeah, so my dad bought one for him and my mom. But like, my dad's the one that will use it, right? And like, he'll do that, set it up on a Sunday after like they have brunch, and he says it's awesome. Okay, I maybe put too much in. Okay, so that's for our pico de gallo, that's for our refried beans. We'll just put this up here for now. Honestly, I think I just want to reuse this pot back here. That has the brine in it. Pour that brine into a container. What's happening, Cookie? Happy Friday. I don't know what happened there with that onion, but yeah, no tears at all. You should have seen me at work, though, when we were away. Like, every onion. You try and cut it, you can't see. Because there's just tears streaming down your face. It's so hilarious. It's like, I can't cut, I'm blind. Okay, so let's pour this brine out to cool. Beans have 2 minutes on the timer, and then we'll check them out. Hi, Clem. Good to see you, too. How's your Friday? We got extra pickle brine. It's true Greek, though. What you're saying about the Indian pickles, it really punches you in the face with flavor. But, like, it's a very... I don't know. It's a flavor that makes you want to keep eating it. I did leave the beans out to show you guys just how I buy them here. So we use some small white beans just in a bag like this, dried, and then this was the kidney beans. I'll put those away now. So inexpensive to buy beans like this. Okay, while I'm back here, I'm gonna come with some spices. Chili powder. And then some cumin seed. Ground for the refried beans. And I'm just gonna do granulated garlic. Just gonna do some granulated garlics. Just got back from Walfart. We are taking a trip to Walfart later today, and I'm so excited, Clem. Went to get some oat milk and smoothie ingredients. Sounds awesome. Okay, timer's done on the beans. Oh my gosh. The bearded dragon climbed under your shirt for a nap. That's too cute. Yeah, well, now you're stuck there. bring a trivet over. We're just peeking at the beans right now. I'm gonna say that they're done, but if it's not a big deal to bring it back up to pressure. Up to pressure. Oh, and then, yeah, we can't even open this quite yet. Should show you that part, too. Not gonna do it, like, right under the thing. I'll pull this back just enough so you can see it, but... So now we have to depressurize this. Weasel, how are you doing? Welcome in today. We got some beans in here. So now, as we turn this dial back to where it was, steam's gonna come out of the top. See, like that? So careful, don't put your face over it, don't put your hands over it. Just gonna take it away from under the camera, because I literally just washed them today. Yeah, hurry! Someone has to get White Tiger some food. Clem, you like walking around Walmart in the same way that people like walking around Target? That's like me. I know I was sad the other day because we had to go to the UPS store for a package, and it was like in Walmart but outside of the store. And I was just like upset because I didn't get to go into Walmart and check it out. And Sam already knew, so he's taking me back tonight. Bean steam. Woohoo! So just do it on the big view. Woo! It looks crazy. Steam Effects by Kate. It's almost there. It's like powering down a jet engine. Okay. Slowly but surely. You're waiting for people to get home, Weasel, like at your job site? Last job of the day. Nice. Okay, so now we know we are safe to open this up and there's no explosions. Yeah, that's a way to get a facial, right? Let's see how our beans are cooked. Whoa, it looks crazy. We gotta go more. And then I think we need more water, actually, is what I can see. So if I zoom in, they look a little bit shriveled. We'll just cook them a bit longer, that's okay. You don't know unless you peek, really. Just something like that. It's still not at the max line at all, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, we'll just put the lid back on now since it's already really hot in there. Back on the stove. And once it's back up, we'll do... might as well do like another 10. Oh, you gotta swap out a smoke detector. That's an easy enough job. Cool. Okay, so while we're waiting, let's do the pico de gallo, the tomato salsa. We have our bowl of small diced red onion here. We'll just move up our other onions for the beans, since we're not using it quite yet. Boom, put that in the corner. Now we're gonna need some tomatoes. Fresh tomato. It's good if it's left over, so we'll use 4 tomatoes. Pico de gallo is always better the next day. I'm gonna give him a wash. And we'll take the core out. We'll dice this up. Like medium sized. And we need some cilantro and lime juice and salt and pepper. It's true, right, Paloozer? There's not much that doesn't get better when it sits for a day together. There's not much ingredients. How's Paloozer today? Surviving? Now we're gonna cut all these in half. So you can take the core out. Surviving but not thriving? No! That's the worst news. How come you're not thriving? Ah. Who in chat has had huevos before? And huevos just means egg in Spanish, by the way. Rancheros. Well, that's kind of an easy word to depict. Eggs that are made on a ranch? I don't know actually the history of this. Does anybody else? Is it like a chicken egg? It says it's a Mexican breakfast dish. Oh, Paloozer got it for me. I'm the worst Googler. I should just let you do your job. Originates from farmhouses and ranches in 16th century Mexico, a traditional rural plate that was created to be consumed as a second meal for farmers after working during the early hours of the morning. So like a brunch for the farmers after they do their full or their first bit of chores early in the morning. Because like on my mom's side of the family's farmers, they would get up at 2 in the morning to start their chores for the farm. So that makes sense. Yeah, just ranchers' eggs. Sweet. Okay, back to this. So from here, I think I'm just gonna do slices this way. Two by two. Some of these are falling apart. Just trying to keep them even. Yeah, after they go out feed milk, you need some calories to replace what you've already used. It's like a second breakfast. They really look good, hey Cookie? These hot houses that we picked up the other day.
They're tasty.
And yeah, they are really flavorful. That's true, Sam. Every tomato in the box was on the vine still. To me, that's how they keep more of their tomato-y flavor. Okay, so I kept them all kind of layered up to make it easy for us to slice. I'll just take all of the end pieces off together though, that's about it. Because they're so slippery. And usually I slice the tomatoes 2 by 2. then from here, just come in, do slices, and then turn it, come across, and get your dices. Like I said, I usually go like kind of medium-sized dice if we're gonna make salsa. Not too big, not too small. Our beans are back up over here. I'll set the 10-minute timer. Alex Patra, 1995, thanks for the follow. Your thorny devil tomatoes came back this year, Paloozer. Planted them 10 years ago. And now it just like randomly comes up. So wait, last year you didn't have them? What is that all about? And then grape tomatoes they sell at the organic store near you are actually Canadian. Yeah, they're probably grown up in BC. There's a really popular brand that we get here, Cookie. You didn't notice them last year, Paloozer? Let's put some of that into the bowl. And we keep all the tomato juices in there. We don't get rid of that. That's flavor. Oh, nice. Samo did a post for you guys about the truck in Discord. Ask and you shall receive. Just keep dicing. Today's really good for practicing knife skills. The onions and the tomatoes. Chopping cilantro. What? 13 years before you got a profit if you want to start a blueberry farm? Thanks for the heads up, Greek. I better get started now. Oh my gosh. White tiger. You better get that sorted. Next up, we'll chop some cilantro. That's crazy, Greek. I love blueberries too. That's good to know. I mean, I don't plan to sell any though. When I do have blueberry bushes, they'll be all for me. It's a lot of tomato juices we got everywhere.
We have them growing wild in our backyard.
Where, in Ontario?
Yep.
Sam says blueberries grow wild in their backyard in Ontario. Must be nice. It's very expensive, Oak says. And Annie, is that you? Okay, limes. Cilantro. The cutest limes ever. Picked up yesterday. Yeah, wild blackberries, money. Because those are expensive to buy. Same with raspberries. Like, every berry's expensive now. You ripped all the raspberries out? Why? Why would you do such a thing, Weasel? We're gonna chop cilantro for the salsa and the beans. Put our limes on the edge. So we're gonna pick this off of the stem. The bunch of cilantro we picked up yesterday was so terrible. When I got home, I basically threw out like half of the bunch. Because I noticed it was like looking browned in the middle, and then I opened it up, and like the whole middle was just bad. I was like, no. Your dough finished proofing? Wait, you're making pies as in pizza pies? Is that for lunch, Trev? Or a early dinner? Oh, the yard was a jungle? Just weed whack the whole thing and then see what comes back up. Use stems in your parsley and cilantro now. Just top it up nice and fine. And you really don't notice a difference. There's still lots of flavor in the stem. Pizza lunch for the kids, the big kids, and the little kids. We're all kids once upon a time. You're looking at an acreage? That's funny, Greek. We have a realtor friend who's also looking at houses for us right now. Still think it'd be cheaper to buy a house and then rent it out with our friend, like the suite, rather than paying rent to nothing every single month, and every second month we're not even here. Yeah, not a big one either. Just enough to support yourself and maybe a neighbor or two if anything goes wrong. We should get a tiny home. Well, that's basically what the truck's gonna be, is the start of one. And then the plan for whatever property we end up getting, I think it'll be more of an undeveloped sort of property, is we would like to build a sea can container home. Yeah, that's exactly it, Trev. Give me a piece of land with the creek running through it, I will be the happiest. I need an acre minimum, though. Now we're gonna dice this up nice and fine. Yep, it's true. I know this. Samo in a tiny home. He's actually really good at being in small spaces. I think it's because of working in kitchens, Paloozer. You'd think he'd be a worse bull in a china shop. Yeah, Cookie, we're laughing at the pre-built sheds that you can buy at Home Depot, and people are actually turning them into their tiny homes. 20 grand, you're done. You're good to go. Yeah, sounds like a Great Dane. He's big, but he's great to have in a small space. That's true, right, Paloozer? When you're big, you get good at, being small. You've always thought about doing the shed thing, Weasel? But, we're actually serious about it. Why the heck not? It's somewhere to start, right? We got our cilantro. So most of that's going into the salsa. And this other little bit will be for the beans. I think I'll just leave it all there, kind of set up to pour it into the pan. We're gonna juice this lime. 20 minutes on the timer for the beans again. You have a 10 by 16 right now, that was 15K. It's your pub shed in your backyard. They're very well built, but it did not come from Home Depot. So you did buy a shed, 514, and you're using it as like kind of a living sort of space, not just storage. That was the 10 minutes on the beans. I'm just gonna turn off the burner and let it naturally depressurize. So one lime we'll do juiced into here. It looks really nice and juicy, so the one lime should be good. That's so cool. Well, the way that they make those sheds look now is like it looks like a house. So what's the difference? Everything's cookie cutter these days anyways. Let's grab some salt and pepper and then a big spoon to mix. Beans. Smells so good and nutty. You have electricity ran to it, internet, TVs, darts, sound system, a popcorn machine in the shed for the pub. Okay, shed, it's done. You guys talked us into it. That's what I was saying, Trev, is we want to build a sea can container home. Start with 3. And then you can keep building like up from there if you want, right? Two pinches of salt. This just like says summertime to me. Every time I make pico de gallo, just like always feels like summer. That looks really nicely mixed. Look how good that looks. You were thinking that too, Scat? Okay, so we all have the same idea. Where should we buy the property where we could live together? Create a commune. Let's taste it, see how we did. We did good, just a bit more salt. But the other flavors are really good. Yeah, a lot of land in a 3-container house with a view. That's really it. I'd be so happy. I know, they're not expensive to even buy those. Okay, friends, pico de gallo complete. Drop some avos in this. Oh, eat it with chips. We're gonna save the avos for the side. For the side of the huevos. Okay, so now you can peek at the beans again. I'll depressurize them over here. It was scary. In the Netherlands, there's a lot of restrictions on where you can put the sea containers, really. Some places it's forbidden. I mean, they definitely won't look good everywhere, right? Like, I could see it not being allowed in a neighborhood, stuff like that. Just grabbing a spoon for our beans. Yeah, they'll look as good as you make them look. True. Almost there. We're almost there. And I'll need a strainer to get some of this liquid out of the beans. We are prepared. Stay. Let's peek now. It's looking better. It's just that top layer of beans doesn't want to get cooked, which is very confusing, honestly. But I think I'll just scoop off those couple, because everything else underneath is cooked. Or, here's the other option we can do. Because I don't want to put the lid on again. Just, like, slowly simmer it on the stove top. Just without the lid. Easy. Give it a mix or a stir. I don't like to throw food out. That's weird though. So usually, when you pressure cook beans like this, it'll only take 15 minutes and you're good to go. We'll just carry on here, doing everything else except the beans. Yeah, we'll just simmer and stir. I like that option better. Because we can always strain out the water, right? Here, we'll switch over here. Hello. And then while we're waiting now, what else is on the list here? We're just rolling right along. Pico de gallo, check. Oh yeah, our Mexi rice. So I'll go grab some rice. We're just making a very small pot of this. Hey, Mrs. Ellis. Yeah, long time no see for sure. I am doing amazing. Currently listening to music with your husband and you're here lurking. Thank you so much. Happy Friday, friend. Let's grab a measuring cup. We'll cook 2 cups of rice. This is jasmine rice. 2 cups of rice kernels means 4 cups of water. We're just finishing our beans simmering on the back here. And they're going to be turned into refried beans. Let's get a small pot. We want the lid for the rice. Let's turn that on to medium-high heat. Yeah, we toasting it for sure. Get all your kernels in there. And then right away, I just fill it with water so that we're ready. And then we'll toast this for about 5 minutes. We'll notice the rice kernels start to look more white, that's how you know you've toasted the rice. When about half of them have turned white, we can put the water in. Awesome, that's going. I'll bring the rice back. Every time you see Rice Greek, that's funny. You're like, toast it. It will be better. It really does help. And then we make rice a really crazy way at work. So we use hotel pans at work, if you guys know what that is in like restaurant cookery. If you've ever been to a buffet, anything like that, they're the metal pans that you see around. So we do 1 liter of rice kernels in a pan, and then we spread it out in the pan, put like 2 nubs of butter in it with the rice in there, and then we bring water up to a boil in a pot, and then you just pour over like the liquid you need into the pan, foil it, put it into the oven, and bake it for 15 minutes. Fluffiest rice ever. You have further procrastinated the yard work and packing with doing laundry. Well, laundry is still something productive, Scat. It's better than not doing anything at all. Ooh, the beans are looking good. Oh yeah, they're almost there. Because we really need the beans to get softened so that they can mash up easily. Okay, other thing while I'm waiting, I'm just going to grab some olive oil. Yeah, so you steam it that way. So it's almost like a rice cooker, right? Where none of the steam comes out cookie. It works so good though. And like it'll hot hold for hours in the pan that way. Olive oil for the refried beans. Put that back. Right, Scott? Yeah, you had to do the laundry before you pack anyway, so it doesn't matter. Husband, you got baptized. You're starting to find a place of your own. For the people that didn't know, you're homeless, living in your car. Well, you know, we all make like choices in our life to get where we need to go. It's like if you saw where my husband and I were living like a year ago, you would almost feel like the same for us. It's like we weren't living in a very nice place either. So like just know nothing is forever. So don't feel bad about that. And like you're not alone in feeling that way either. But yeah, let us know if you need anything, okay? Me too, yet it is. I don't know why. Put butter on rice when you go to eat it. Oh yeah, this is toasting up really nice. Butter and seasoning salt was like mine and my dad's thing. Buttered rice is just so delicious. I don't know what else to say. Oh, we're almost there. Same with the beans. Nothing is difficult to make today. It just takes time. And there's like a bunch of different components. That's all. Scat, thank you very much. Gifting the sub to Mrs. Ellis, 21. Welcome to the kitchen crew, friend. It's very generous of you, Scat. Okay, it's almost halfway toasted. Whoop, whoop. Nice clear day out again, too. No smokes. No smokiness. Your sister got you hooked on putting sriracha on rice, too. I like rice. Sriracha with eggs is really good. Okay. Water going in, and then we need another cup like this. Look at the crazy, like, molten bubbles in the pot. Molten rice. That's what we do here. So take about 15 minutes now. Cook it until the liquid is gone. And the rice is fluffy. We're gonna put a lid on it. Okay, now, see how these beans are looking. They're getting there. Just stirring it because I don't want it to stick. There's lots of starches in beans. Cool. Okay, what's next on the list? Mexi rice is going. We got avocados and cheese. I'm not going to take those out yet because we're not quite ready to plate. I'll take out the eggs though. I'm only going to have one egg. Sam, you're going to have two?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have 2 eggs. Roommate will have 2. This smoke is not bad here anymore. It was like way worse earlier in the week. But so far it's been really nice these last 2 days. It's been awful in Wisconsin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Canada's just on fire though. Oh, and then our tortillas. Dun, 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 dun. These are the tortillas that we bought yesterday from the Latin market. Corn tortillas is a must. And actually, I'll leave you guys at the stove. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break at this moment. BRB. Hi, hello, it is I. Going into lurk, okay. Bye. Bye, friend. Have a lovely day. Oh. Rice pot is coming up. I'll just keep my eye on it. We'll stay on this scene. I'm just gonna take the tortillas out. Sam, 2 tortillas is what you were thinking?
Yeah.
2 tortillas. And then I'm grabbing a clean kitchen towel to put the tortillas into. And then I find that's how they don't go soggy on us. So 2 tortillas per person. Oh, the top one's like the sacrificial one. It was all like torn up. 2, 4, 6. And then those get heated up in a pan really quick to get some char on them. Oh no, where'd my little, there it is. My twist tie. Where'd my twist tie go? How much was this pack of tortillas, Sam? That's so much food. $6 for all that? Wow. So tortillas are just here. Ah. Don't do it, rice. Over by the pan that we're gonna use, so that's good to go. Okay, fine. I'll just take the lid off. Rice is up. How do we know? Ooh, there's a film of starch on the bottom of the bean pot. No. Turn the burner down just a bit. You know it gets close though, and like the bubbles start to get way more molten too. I think it's just good to turn that off. We're cooking, everyone. This is what it's all about. Can I put that back on? I just feel safer if there's a lid on the rice pot. Tortillas, eggs, avo cheese. And we just need some plates. We got the avo, and we got the cheese. Okay, we're gonna let the beans rest a few moments in there, and then we'll strain them and finish them up. Refried beans. Have some water, everyone. It's important. Really, Rice. Tell me how you feel. Cool. We're almost there. Three plates. How's the pickled onions going? They look really good. Ooh, I'll need a spatula for when we cook the eggs. Go, Rice, go. It's the master stack. Okay, come back over here. We got our strainer, we got our bean pot. This is how the beans ended up looking. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
Did you find any chocolate wrappers this morning?
Chocolate wrappers? No. Why?
Well, he has chocolate at the end of churros, but he doesn't remember having any chocolate.
What the heck? Just had to stir up the pot, everyone. I'm good at that.
Let's stir in the pot.
Now I'm just gonna take this strainer, pour the beans into there. And then I'm just gonna put it to hang out on the side of the pot to finish draining. Just gonna leave it right there. A little bit of the bean juice is okay to have to mash it up, but we don't want all of it. So then let's go back to the stove and we can start to saute and prepare the ingredients that are gonna flavor the refried beans. Hey, Mariposa, what's happening? Welcome in and happy Friday. Here's our menu today. We're gonna make Huevos Rancheros for one of my community members, yet it is I do menu redemptions based on channel points here, so you guys save up your channel points watching the stream, and then you can ask me to make something live for you. So that's what we're making today. Gonna bring this pot over here since this is all hot. Gonna turn it on medium-high heat. And add some olive oil into the bottom to saute onion. Keep hearing weird things over there. Very weird indeed.
Are you?
I don't know, there's weird sounds over here in the cabinet. Donk.
Oh.
It's like, I don't know what it is. There's something alive? Okay, so I'll bring our red onion over. Yes, it is really gonna be good. I heckin' love Tex-Mex. And just so you know, like, we have made this on stream before, but I like it so much that I thought we would make it again, right? We'll spread that out. I know we can't really see in this pot, but I guess that's okay. I'll show you guys as the onions cook. Then I think while we're waiting on this stuff, I might load up the dishwasher with a few things. I like to clean as I work, and it's not as stressful later on. A meeting. Scooter, don't they know that this is Cook with Kate stream watching day? How dare. Just checking this rice, it looks like it's almost done. How much liquid's left? Not very much. It's getting really fluffy. Lid back on. While the onions cook, let's season them with a bit of salt. And then the only other thing we're putting in with the onions is just some spices, and then you just mash everything up. So I'll get the potato masher. Swirl the onions in the pot, just cooking them until they are just starting to turn golden brown. Yeah, and it's a holiday weekend. Oh, that's right. That's right. Chinese food, honey shrimp. That sounds good. Chicken fried rice, teriyaki chicken, and chicken egg rolls. Well, yeah, when you do Chinese food, you need a bit of everything, right? This is almost done. And then for spice flavorings, in the pot with the onions, we're gonna do granulated garlic. Boom. Chili powder. And some cumin. This rice is complete. Ooh, the pot's really hot. I want to show you. So that's the rice. That's how it should look. And then we're just gonna take it off of that burner. Keep the lid on. Just put it in a cool area to finish steaming. From here, get our spices into the oil because the onions are starting to turn golden brown. Probably just turn that off now. Some cumin. Chili powder. Stir it up. Whoa. And that's complete. Now we're gonna go over to the cutting board. That smells so good. So this is how that's looking. We can put our cilantro in. That's where this is going. And yeah, the fresh herbs will sizzle when you put it in the hot oil, so just be careful. Doesn't like pop and splash you. Whoa. Hey Annie. How's your Friday going? Oh nice, you're mowing the lawn too? Scat's been procrastinating since, well, an hour and 48 minutes ago. But that's okay, he's doing other stuff. Okay, so stir in the cilantro. And then from here, we're just gonna dump the beans in and mash it up. That's literally it. Annie got his workout in. And then there is a bit of like bean juice in the pressure cooker pot if we feel like it gets too thick or something. Let's see. Wow. That's some smells. And then before we mash it, let's do a bit of salt and pepper because the only thing I seasoned so far was the onions. Beans need a lot of salt, just like potatoes. Is it another hot one there today, Annie? Get the potato masher. Boom. And it's really muggy. Gross. That's the worst. You guys have taken all of our hazy skies. So I just like press down and then give it a wiggle. And it's up to you how smooth or how chunky you would like your beans to come out. Happy Summer Friday. I know, we're blessed with an Annie presence on Fridays now. Do the mash. We do the monster mash. It is a workout. Oh, give your arm a break. Okay, give this kind of a stir now. That's looking proper. A labor of love for sure. That's how it should look.
That looks great.
I think an immersion blender would not work too good, Annie. It'd be too thick. It's It's okay, we get our workout this way. A bit chunky. A bit smooth. Mmm. It's really creamy. Okay, the flavors are there. We just need to like up the ante a bit. We need more salt. I'm definitely gonna put in 1 whole lime juiced. Mmm. Just get garlic flavor on like the tip of my tongue right now. Now you guys are starting to get hungry. If only I could deliver it with the drone. You guys know I would. Don't mow the lawn in the middle of the day. That's just silly. Either do it early morning or right before bed. Is he trying to die? Even I know that. Cook with Kate landscaping tips. Okay, now let's mix this again and then we'll taste it one more time. That should be it though. I always find that salt and acid really help to balance out a dish when you add them together like that. $84 and an unhealthy index. Guys, stay safe out there. Mmm. That's gonna be so good. Okay, where are we at? There's not that much stuff left to do. We have to warm up tortillas. Can I just like put a towel over that pot? I guess we don't need the masher anymore. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that masher from the pot. Just so I can put a lid on it to keep those warm, the beans. Now I want to make a 7-layer dip with the leftovers. Holy, one of my absolute favorites. Once again, in summertime too. 7-layer dip is life. Football is life. I think that's it. Really think that we're there. Stove. We approve of the plan? Phew. Okay. Go a little bit more over. That is it for the list. So we're gonna heat up the tortillas. I have them here in front of me. They're just in that towel. So I'm just gonna dunk these like, here, I'll do it right now. Just lukewarm water. And I'm just gonna like slide them through the stream of water like that before we heat them up. And like shake the extra off. You can put it back in the towel. So that little bit of moisture is gonna help the tortillas steam up. When we heat them up, make it a bit more pliable and just overall better way to do it. So we'll do medium-high heat for that as well. What is this in here? Little splash of beans. Those sneaky beans. And then we're gonna put the tortillas back in the towel after they're heated up. So let's leave this in one stack. And I find like keeping the tortillas heated or stored in the towel like that helps them from sticking together, but also helps them from drying out at the same time. Just is the best way that it works. Nice, Scat, yeah. Business in the front, he's gonna do his front yard today. Party in the back. Done. While we wait for the pan to heat up, I'm just slicing the avocado open. Because it is getting to be that time. We are nearing the end. And then once the tortillas are heated in that pan, that's the same one that we'll cook the eggs in. Okay, I need a spoon for my avocado slices. Yet it is, I just kept the rice plain. Because, like, there's enough flavor in the beans and the salsa and stuff like that. I felt like having plain rice would be better with the eggs today. That. And then I might as well do a few, like, slices of lime. Just for plating. Some lime wedges. This is actually how I really like to present lime. You do it that way. But then, like, you're left with this weird little chunk of lime, but that's okay. Sambo,
Yeah.
how do you feel about helping make some margaritas after? Again. What? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Said, sure.
What's wrong with you today? Oh, okay. Okay, first tortilla down. Maybe I'll get some tongs. I guess he's stuck in the chair. What? He's stuck in the mud, he says. He's playing SnowRunner. Whoa, it puffed up. That's what we want. Okay, that's working great. That's working great. You don't need it, like, super browned either. I'm gonna put these spices away while I'm waiting. Grab a spoon. Hello, how are you? Awesome. It really made it more pliable. Like, this is it after the pan. This is it before. Actually, way different. Now we'll keep that covered on the one side for sure. Eight 880,000 more pots and pans to go. Is that for the 1 million? Scat's saving up. Whoa, this one is getting charred. Perfect. Now we're going. Scat wants to be a millionaire. I want you to be a millionaire too. Come visit. Is it getting Swiss charred? No. Annie. Imagine if that was a form of, like, charring, though. Swiss charred. Pies are done. The pizza pies. Yeah, who made it so hot in the kitchen? I'll say, like, cooking pizzas in your house makes it so hot forever. Yeah, is that your final answer? I watched that show so much growing up. I'm sure a bunch of you did too. Yeah, you used your lifelines. No. Tortilla. You know how satisfying this whole meal is gonna be? I'm so excited. What else do we need? We need a pair of tweezers for the pickled onions. What? You need the tweezers to get the pickled onions. You can't cross-contaminate. Wayne's playing Cyberpunk. New game started. Tortillas from scratch? Nope. Nope, I was bad this time. I thought we did enough things from scratch today. We, for stream yesterday, I don't want to talk to you right now. For stream yesterday, we walked to the Latin supermarket here and like picked up all of our ingredients for today. We picked up really yummy corn tortillas, like proper made ones. Last two tortillas. Your kids are in love with the arepas? They're good. And like the cheese in there. Oh. Cookie, you enjoyed Cyberpunk? Feel bad for the folks who got it on the older consoles, but it plays well on the next gen and on PC. Especially after all the updates. That's good to know. Yeah, our friend just started playing it. Sam's been like on and off with it. Your mom used to order Huevos Rancheros every time you went to your local Mexican place? Okay, that's an adorable story. And it's one of your favorite breakfasts too. I'm so happy to make it for you today then. I love when like the meal has like a kind of a special meaning to you. It brings up some old memories that you're fond of. It's making you hungry again, Mariposa, and you just ate. You better get the snacks on deck then today. Seems like a snacking kind of day, doesn't it? You like making arepas because they're super quick? They are, aren't they? Quicker than tortillas, right? Okay, so that's the last one. I'm just gonna do olive oil to fry the eggs. Actually, maybe a little bit of butter. A little bit of butter, a little bit of olive oil. It's a good mix. I love the way that these are puffing up, though. That was a great idea for a reheat. Five eggs going into the pan. Just take the tortillas out and bring them over to the board for when we plate. Now, start, I was gonna say, start dialing back the heat. Holy. Can we not set the smoke detector off? Hi, I put butter in the pan after I cooked tortillas. No, it's not. The fan's right there. It'll blow it away. This is the funnest part of cooking in the apartment, is trying to set the smoke detector off every time. But we still gotta let that pan cool off before we put any eggs in for sure. We'll just store it right there. If I didn't set the smoke detector off, that is the greatest. But we do have like 5 fans in here. This is what you click into? Yes, it is. Welcome. I mean, I will say in the one apartment where we lived, we just took it out. Sam tried to make me breakfast in bed one morning at like 6 in the morning. Set it off by frying an egg in the pan. So after that, he literally just tore it out of the ceiling. Put it back in for the inspection. Okay. Now, we're gonna make some browned butter eggs. It's still insane. What is going on here? Just yell at it. Okay, we filled the pan up. Okay, we filled the pan up with eggs. Now what? The butter, it's definitely browned. If anyone has ever made brown butter, you would know. So traditionally, the eggs for this are made sunny side up. But up to you, make them however you would like to eat them, okay? And hi, EHPZ. All is well. How are you doing? And JT Manaskilla, thank you for the follow. Cast iron is seriously the best. So now this is only on like a really low heat. I'm gonna flip my egg over. I don't know what the boys are feeling. Those whites really spread out. Okay, I'll do that one is mine. Cut it out of the egg whites. That one's mine. That's another one. And another one. For the voices. I just do a little sprinkle of salt on there.
Where would that wooden mallet be?
The wooden mallet lives here.
Oh.
You're not breaking it in the container, are you?
No, I would never do that.
Oh, phew.
That would get me in shit.
Oh, phew. Crisis averted. Nice Samo. Okay, eggs, we're going for some flips. I will say though, Huevos Rancheros is really good if you are able to have a yolky egg. Sam's currently on margarita duty on the side here. And so I just flip the eggs and then all I do is turn off the pan after. Let the residual heat finish cooking them. Beautiful. Oh Lord, that scared me. Good thing my toesy wasn't there. That was so close. Good thing we made extra ice. So I'm gonna finish crushing the ice, don't worry. And then we're gonna plate up, everyone. Yeah, next stop, Margaritaville. Oh no! I broke the one yoke. It'll never be the same. Burp, 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 burp. Wasted away again. Open that up. We'll make the boys' plates first. There's not that much room on here. We'll do them both together. One's white, one's black. We need one tortilla on the plate. Cover those back up. Then I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna do rice on this bottom tortilla. Ooh, that feels nice. Just a scoop of fluffy rice. Remember, I did plain rice. Just because there's a lot of flavors on everything else. They're awesome plates. Thank you, Annie. The rice is just here to like soak up all the juices, really. That's what the rice is gonna do. And then from there, we're gonna go one more tortilla. From there, we're really gonna stack it up. So next one going onto the tortilla is the refried bean. A nice hefty dollop of that. Your hubby turned off the music, you're back? Welcome back. Right on time for plating it up. And like as I put the refried bean on the tortilla, I kind of spread it out to make a base layer for the egg. Next one I'm putting on though is a slice of jalapeno Havarti cheese. The heat from the beans will give it a little bit of melting action. Because beans and cheese go really good together. That's a good idea too, girls, is like using the beans to keep everything stuck together. I think I'll do the egg next. Just to get them out of the pan. I broke the yolk on one of these ones. I was kind of sad. Just barely yolky enough. Next, we're almost done. One scoop of this delicious pico de gallo salsa. And like, see how I'm putting stuff on the plate and just kind of letting it fall where it wants to? That's allowed. I'm also trying to layer it so the tortillas don't go too soggy either. And then look at these. The pickled onions. Did you know that he drives a motorbike? If you didn't know, you do now. What hot sauces do we have for the docket? I had my mind on just one, Annie. Called Zombie Snot. And it's like a salsa verde. Can we zoom in a bit on one of these at least? Let's do that one. So now we're gonna get the avocado. I just sliced it first in the skin. And margaritas. We go 1 and 2. Done. Ta-da! Huevos. Rancheros, my beautiful people. We did okay. I'm not the best egg cooker around, but everything else is really lovely. And to go with brunch, I just gotta get my phone here. We're done with that other view. Gotta take a photo. Who dis? FCB, thank you. Gifting the sub to JT Man is Killa. Thank you very much and welcome to the kitchen crew, my friend. That's a beautiful plate indeed. This is for roommate. Roommate Wayne. This is for Samo. Whoa, FCB, thank you for the 1,000. Cookie with the 1,500. What's happening right now? Thank you very much for the bits, friends. Whoa, we're at 94%. Happy. Good to see you.
I want to see you drunk now.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, really quick. Cheers, everyone that's been here with us today.
There's a small amount of tequila.
Whether it's been a long time or a short time, welcome.
I'm coming, Wayne.
This one's for you, yet it is. Now that's a money margarita. Fresh pineapple margarita. Let's plate this up for myself and then I can finally taste it. Oh yeah. I was like, where did I put the tortilla? It's actually unknown. I put it over here. Cheering with milk. Anything works, scat. Whoa, I almost lost the tortilla. It's really good, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. So rice will do again. Annie, thank you for the 800 bits. A level 2, 99% of the way there. Oh, we didn't get the zombie snot. Do you boys need some? Next one, and then our refried beans on top. Samo likes to eat with the people. Just move your plate over a bit so I can plate here too. Thank you. Please, sir. Oh, I'll do the cheese on top of my egg instead, I suppose. Whoa, Trev. Thank you very much for the 500 bits. And Scat with the 777. Thank you, my friends. We need the pico, we need the avo, and we need the pickled onions. You're very welcome, yet it is. I want to say thank you for asking me to do this for you today. Yes, if only there was a teleportation device that somebody can invent for these cooking streams so that you could also enjoy this with us. That'd be the coolest. I don't think there's one open. Is the only one we have in your suitcase then?
I guess so.
At least there's smell-o-vision. Yeah, with our imagination, right? Not much, please. I don't want that one. I wanted the other one, but we don't have it, so that's okay.
You have it, just you get it.
Oh, it's fine. Success. Success. We made a mess. The avo's really looking proper, isn't it? Now just some lime juice to finish. Thank you. Yet it is. Ah, I didn't know there was ice in the towel. Now there's ice all over the floor. How was the first few bites?
Really good so far.
Oh, okay. Wayne's not saying nothing. They're not saying nothing, chat. That can go like one of two ways, right? So I like my eggs like medium cooked. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the best person to eat huevos because I don't like a sunny side up egg. Let's see how this bite is with like a bit of everything. Rice, cheese, beans, pico. Yep. They're your favorite sunny side up? I know like everyone, like it's a very controversial thing is how people like to eat their eggs, right? Everyone likes their eggs a certain way. Don't mess with it either. You need to try this, Scott. You do. Those tortillas are money. Holy shit, Annie!
That's done.
What the heck? Thank you. Thank you so much, Annie. 3,723 bits. Finishing up. Look at the bits thing. It extended so far. It finished it. Finished up our bits goal, which was a flat top for the truck. So now we got to go shopping.
Or flat top for the
And
truck.
yeah, this is the most stressful part of stream for me. Now we got to think of a new goal. I don't currently know for that one yet. I'll think about it though. Cheers to you, Annie. Thank you so much for always supporting us. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta check out the Samo list that he did in Discord. I'm excited to do that, actually. Okay, back to this. It's actually really all good together. So much flavor from the refried beans. The tortillas are so soft. The tomato salsa is just like such a nice fresh mixture. What was that, spicy?
Woo! Ha!
So at the restaurant that you would go to, the huevos done with scrambled eggs, so I don't even have to feel bad about my medium egg. And then flour tortillas on the side. But yeah, we've never seen them done that way anywhere else. So colorful too. It's like the Mexican flag colors. It actually works better, Trev. It's true. It was a good one.
Yeah. I five to that.
Crushed it.
Thank you. I'm gonna eat half and then sit down for an hour and probably eat the other half at that point. Mmm.
Woo!
The other cheese that would have been good on here was feta, but I was feeling the creaminess of the Havarti. And like the margarita with it was seriously satisfying. Yeah, who even likes feta here? Definitely no one. And once again, we can say, another gluten-free dish. I can eat it, that's why I chose corn tortillas. Easy peasy, if you're trying to watch what you eat in any way like that. That's right, Annie, it is perfect for us. We got this. You and I,
That's a great dish for you two, actually.
we stick together. Feta is gross. Are you trying to trigger me? Are you trying to anger a fellow Canadian?
You can say because she's not here right now.
Yeah. We won't get in heck. Who do we got on? I know who we're gonna go raid. Cosmic Cat's having her partner anniversary and final stream in their house location. Mish! I knew it. I'm not even here and I'm pissed. You're seriously my favorite. You're seriously my favorite. What do you call it when a dinosaur gets into a car crash? Also, hi Crimson, how are you? And I need a bite of avo here. A bite of avo with a pickled onion. It's been really fun. I'm glad you were here the whole time. A Tyrannosaurus Rex. Blondie, how are you? I would duck too, Trev. Be careful with what you say there. Thank you very much for the awesome hype train too. Level 4, 49%. One subby, but listen to this. 8,998 bits though. Thank you for everyone, or to everyone, that contributed to that goal for us. I've missed having you around, Crimson. Where you been? Where you been? We'll be back tomorrow though. COSMIKAT. Yeah, and the goal is done. Exactly. I need to think of another one for tomorrow. Absolutely delicious lunch. But like I said, you can eat it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. It really doesn't matter how you eat this dish. Ready for another trip? Yeah, not till the 6th of July we leave. So next Thursday coming up. And we don't get the miles, sadly, that way, because it's all chartered flights, Trev. Some of the other guys coming from, like, Newfoundland and stuff get miles, but for us, we don't get it that way, sadly. So that would be amazing. Okay, let's go see Cosmic Cat. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We will be back tomorrow, cooking up more deliciousness. 11 a.m. Pacific is when we start here on Twitch, so I hope to see you then. And if you need anything at all, you know where to find us. Definitely join our Discord channel so that you can stay tuned while we're not live. Okay, I'm gonna hit that button. Love y'all, be safe, and thank you so much for everything today. We completed another goal. Bye!
Bye!